So today we're going to be talking about antibiotic resistance. So what is antibiotic resistance? Antibiotic resistance is when the bacteria build a mechanism to resist or withstand the action of antibiotics. And what is that action? The action is to either kill the bacteria or prevent the bacterial growth. That is bactericidal or bacteriostatic. So let's know what is this antibiotics and what is bacteria. So we start with bacteria. Bacteria are tiny microorganisms, single-cell organisms of different types, and they cause different diseases, different infections. So we have bacteria that are normal flora within the body, we call it resident flora, and we have the harmful bacteria. So the normal flora bacteria that are in the body to function for a resisting purpose or body defense purpose. Example, the one in the stomach, they help in preventing infection within the stomach lining, or they help in the process of digestion as well. So we are here to discuss the harmful bacteria. So they are, like we said, tiny So what is antibiotics? So antibiotics are drugs that are produced from bacteria as well and from molds. So they are drugs produced from bacteria and mold. So they are produced from bacteria. Understanding how bacteria is structured and formed, then used as anti-substance or something that is against the same bacteria. So, knowing bacteria and knowing antibiotics, how does this resistant process happen? Let's know the function of antibiotics and let's know the function of the bacteria. How is bacteria formed? What are the components of bacteria and the antibiotics as well. So let's have this structure. So we can have this as the antibiotic, assuming this is amoxicillin. Bacterial structure, example like this. The bacteria has an outer covering with many layers. So the outer layer of the bacteria, number one, is this one called the membrane, the plasma membrane. And the next layer is considered now, on that layer will be this. Alright, so for this layer to be formed, the genetic material within the bacteria, which is formed within the nucleus here. This is the nucleus. You just see the nucleus. The nucleus comprises of the genetic material of the bacteria. So the gene can be transcribed and then translated to protein. So we are saying that there are genes that are produced within here, and the genes can be changed into protein for the support of structure, because the protein are large molecules that help in structural support. So the cell structure, the membrane that control the cell, proteins are required for them. So this genes are produced here within the nucleus, then transcribed and translated to proteins, all the genes. So if the proteins are produced, they build up here and form these structural layers. They support them. Now that's how they are formed. They have other structures within the bacteria, the mitochondria, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, a raw ER, a full vacuum, different kind of structures, we call them organelles. So all of them are formed within this water material layer within the cell called the cytoplasm. So the cytoplasm housing all the organelles, including this nucleus. So how does the bacteria, how does the antibiotics fight against this bacteria? So like we said, number one thing that it does is the bacteria produce protein that gives structure to all of this outer covering and protect the bacteria in the cell. So anything that comes here, this layer will bring it back. But if the antibiotic is powerful to break this membrane and go through the bacteria will die. So that's how antibiotics function. So like this. Break through all this membrane and invade the bacteria and kill it. So if the bacteria will not allow this process to happen, how does it happen? Number one is the build of proteins. Proteins build up, or protein synthesis is always inhibited or breaking down. So antibiotics will inhibit protein synthesis. Protein S. So antibiotics will inhibit protein synthesis, and once protein synthesis are inhibited, protein will not be produced. They will not be able to build up the layers, which are the capsule, the cell wall, and the plasma membrane. Two, the second thing it does is the cell wall build up as well. The cell wall inhibits cell wall synthesis. So that means it inhibits here, it removes the wall, and then penetrates the membrane of the cell. So we say increase permeability. So let's pay attention and grab this picture clear. Bacteria is formed this way. Antibiotics will penetrate the bacterial layers through this means, break all the inhibits the synthesis of protein, the build of protein, also inhibits cell wall synthesis, the build of the cell wall and the capsule, and the plasma membrane penetration, increased penetration of the membrane, the last membrane that covers the cytoplasm. So this is how antibiotic works. So how does the resistant aspect happen? Let's go back to the process. Two mechanisms are carried out by the bacterial cell to resist this antibiotic. So what are the mechanisms? Number one mechanism is mutation. This center here, called nucleus, is responsible for that process. So they can produce different genes, and those genes are responsible to be transcribed, translated into other proteins that will provide active protection at the covering of this membrane. And when antibiotics are produced, it will resist it. And even some of the antibiotics that we produce that will go against the bacteria has a way of engulfing them. Engulf is to take out antibiotics and destroy them. That it cannot even interfere with the chemical processes of the bacteria. So in that case, the antibiotic will not work against the bacteria. So mutation will cause this to happen. In other way is that when antibiotics is released into the bloodstream, most of the bacteria they are infected. Assuming they are all bacteria, some of them die, and some of them survive. Those ones that survive, the nucleus in them will transcribe and translate other proteins that will provide this octocovering. So this bacteria, once they are protected and they have a defense mechanism against the antibiotics, then they will grow and multiply again. So those ones that are multiplying, those ones that we produce will survive on the resistant gene that they produce within those bacteria that gave rise to all bacteria. In that case, it becomes a resistance that is acquired. So we say acquisition of resistant. So acquisition of resistant gene. So they are the bacteria that receive those gene that will help to resist antibiotics. So this is how antibiotic is resisted. Now, what will lead to this process of resistance? Why should antibiotic be resisted by the bacteria? Under which circumstances? Let's get the causes. Number one cause can be overuse of antibiotics. Using antibiotics too much can make the bacteria itself even recognize the action of the antibiotic and resist it. So the overuse of antibiotics can cause that. Two, we have the wrong use of antibiotics. Example, taking antibiotics for non-bacterial infection, such as during ovulation, some ladies experience white fluid discharge, and they conclude that automatically this is a sign of infection. No, it's not called white fluid after your menses, about a week or two after your menses, that is considered to be infections. Some of the fluids are not foul smelling, are just signs of ovulation. So do not take antibiotics for them, please, or else you will create bacterial resistance. Other causes could be, this was suffering for wrong perception of an automatic infection muffling. So people have the mindset that since this month I'm not taking no infection medicine, so I need to take medicine at least to clear the system. Taking antibiotics when it's not needed can cause antibiotic resistance. Do not take antibiotics if it is not prescribed by a health worker for a possible granted reason, necessary reason. So, taking antibiotics for a viral infection, example for upper respiratory tract infection, we have coryza, we have the flu, common cold, influenza. People take antibiotics for them. The process of you sneezing, having a running nose, is not certainly always as a result of bacterial infection. This influenza thing is inhaled from the air. There are other viruses that are inhaled from the air, and when they go through your nostrils, they provoke what we call histamines. So we have different types of histamines. We have histamine 1, histamine 2, 3, and 4. If histamine 1 is stimulated, histamine 1 stimulation will cause flushing. That's the reason why you experience cold running nose, because vessels will be dilated and then mucus will flow. So if this one is stimulated, most likely it is formed as skin surfaces and mucous membrane. So those cells can be stimulated by the virus, and then you start having symptoms of sneezing, running nose. You think it's bacterial cause? No. So there are drugs that are used, usually antihistamines, the symptoms can go away. Increased hydration can also help the symptoms to go away. Eating proper nutrition, fruit and things to boost your immune system can help the symptoms to go away. So taking antibiotics for just cold is not necessary. This is a waste of antibiotics and improper use. This is why we get back to the resistance of antibiotics by the bacteria. So we advise us that let us avoid taking antibiotics without a prescription for a bacterial infection. One of the drugs that really suffer in our people here is the Ampiclox. This medication is really going through serious tough time, most especially in our daily skins. So please do not take antibiotics monthly assuming that you have infection. This is the reason why most people suffer infertility, because some of the antibiotics that you take prevent you from getting pregnant, you don't know. So avoid taking antibiotics without it being prescribed by a health worker. So what are the complications of drugs or antibiotic resistance? Inability for certain conditions that you're treating to be treated well and properly, and gets worse. And this can lead to death. So it could be infection within your kidney, it could be infection within your heart, the heart muscles. If the bacteria are resistant to antibiotics, your condition gets worse and you will die. So you will notice that globally, there are a lot of people on a yearly basis that die from antibiotic resistance. In America, even in Liberia, a lot of people die from antibiotic resistance. So let's avoid taking antibiotics unnecessarily. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Please tell us in the comment section how do you feel about this presentation and how has it impacted you. Any question, drop it in the comment section. Thank you so much. This is Dennis Otisha, your health educator. Don't forget to share.